Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about dynamic memory allocation in a C program. So in the last video I have discussed about static memory allocation. This is dynamic memory allocation. So static memory allocation, the memory is allocated at the compile time. But in dynamic memory allocation, the allocation of memory at the runtime. So, the concept of dynamic memory allocation in C programming language enables the programmer to allocate the memory at runtime, program execution time. So, dynamic memory allocation in C programming language is possible in four different functions in stdlib.h. So, standard library.header file. Okay, so all these functions are contained in stdlib.h. Okay, so all the declarations and definitions for this malloc and calloc, call, real, next, free. Okay, so all these declarations and definitions are inbuilt in stdlib.h. Okay, so here four functions are malloc, calloc, realloc and free. All these are used to allocate the memory at the runtime. Okay, so let's see one by one. So here the differences between the static memory allocation and the dynamic memory allocations are, so in static memory allocation the memory is allocated at compile time, but in dynamic memory allocation the memory is allocated at runtime. Okay, so memory can't be increased while executing the program. So for example, static memory allocations means int a. So here it occupies 4 bytes of memory for this int variable. So you cannot increase the size of this variable, okay, while executing the program. Whereas in dynamic memory allocation can be increased while executing the program. Okay, so used in arrays. So static memory allocation is used in arrays, whereas dynamic memory allocation is used in linked list. Okay, so here array is nothing but collection of elements stored in a continuous memory location, and linked list contain the node which contains two parts. One is address and another one is data. Okay, so four different functions are malloc. So allocates single block of requested memory. Okay, malloc is used to allocate single block of requested memory, only single block. calloc allocates multiple blocks of requested memory, all these are multiple blocks. Next, reallocates the memory occupied by malloc or calloc functions. So already occupied memory locations either in malloc or in calloc, it reallocates the memory. Next one is free function. So free function frees the dynamically allocated memory. Okay, whenever you are not used any memory in the memory location, that memory you can free by using free method. So these are all four functions. Malloc is used to allocate single block of memory, and calloc is used to allocate multiple blocks of memory, and realloc is used to reallocate the memory occupied by malloc and calloc. Free function is used to free the occupied memory. Okay, first one is malloc. So we already discussed malloc stands for memory allocation. Okay, so this function is used to reserve block of memory for a specific number of bytes. Okay, so block of memory for a specific number of bytes. It contains only one single block. It returns pointer of void which can be casted into pointers of any forms. Okay, so this is the syntax to declare malloc. ptr is equals to cast type malloc of size. So here cast type is nothing but data type. So here I am allocating memory for float. Okay, so and the size is 100 into size of float. So the size of float is 4 bytes, 100 into 4 bytes. Okay, 400 bytes. So it allocates single block of code which contains 400 bytes in this way. Okay. Next, calloc. Calloc is used to allocate multiple blocks of memory. Okay, so here calloc stands for continuous memory locations. The malloc is used to allocate memory and leaves the memory as unutilized, whereas calloc allocates the memory and initialize all bits to 0. Okay, so all the bits are in C allocation are initialized to zeros. Okay, so this is the syntax to declare calloc. ptr is equals to cast type malloc n comma size. Okay, so ptr is equals to float malloc 25 comma size of float. So the above statement allocates continuous space in a memory for 25 elements. So these are multiple blocks. Each block is used to store element. So 25 element space is allocated in the memory continuously. Okay, next one is free. So free is used to freeze the dynamically allocated memory, so unused memory. The dynamic memory allocated memory created by malloc or calloc does not get free on their own. Okay, if you are not used any malloc or calloc memory location, that will not free on their own. So the memory can be released or freed up only by using free function. Okay, so we already allocated memory for ptr. Okay, so if you want to free, then use free function inside ptr. So the above statement frees the space allocated in the memory pointed by pointer using malloc and calloc functions. Okay, so here using. Next, last one is realloc. So realloc function is used if the dynamic memory allocated is insufficient or more than required. Then you can change the previous allocated memory by using realloc. For example, if you allocate the memory 4 bytes, okay, but you want to store 8 bytes of memory, then you need to change 4 bytes to 8 bytes. So in that situation we need to use realloc function. So here realloc ptr comma x. So x is used to change the value memory size. So in the above, ptr is allocated with new size x by replacing the old size. Okay, so ptr comma 8. So new ptr contains stores 8 bytes of memory. So in this way you can reallocate the memory. So this is dynamic memory allocation. So you can allocate the memory by using 4 methods. One is malloc, memory allocation, and then another one is calloc, continuous memory allocation, then free, and the last one is reallocation. Okay, I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.